If you want to find out how Maca and Camu saved my life, keep watching. Hello Healthinistas, and welcome to my channel, 50 Something. My name is Bernice. On this channel, I give you fitness, health, and lifestyle for women over 50. So if you're a woman over 50 and that interests you, go ahead and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any time I upload. And come back every week for new videos. Okay, so I have been suffering with hot flashes during the day, at least 15 of them. And then at night, about 5 hot flashes for 7.5 years. It started in summer 2012, and we were visiting my husband's uncle for his 80th birthday. And we were all sitting there just having a nice conversation. All of a sudden, whoosh, it hit me. And it felt like somebody had just taken me and shoved me into fire. It was hot, burning all over. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is what a hot flash feels like. And I thought I would just write it out. So I started out just, tolerating it. But I would document how many times I would get it. So that's how come I knew I was having 15 during the day and about 5 during the night. So it's always important to get a good night's sleep. So for me to be burning at night with the night sweats and your clothes are wet and you're getting up, you don't get continuous deep sleep, and so it's unhealthy. And so I decided to start trying natural things. Now, I'm not a proponent of estrogen replacement therapy because of warnings of some of those therapies, and so I did not want to have the possibility of a stroke with blood clots, and so I decided that I would try different things. One of the things I tried that I had heard about was black cohosh. I tried that for a while. I took the pills. It didn't work. It did not even touch it. And then I let it go. I was like, okay, forget this. I'm just going to suffer. I'm just going to bear it. And I started a job in October of 2012. Mind you, I started hot flashes in the summer of 2012. And so at my current job, which I've been there for over 7.5 years, they have never known me not to be fanning myself or turning the fan on or, standing there and then starting to glisten, and then I have to take my lab coat off and then I have to put my lab coat back on. And my husband has been dealing with at nighttime where, the sheet is off because I never put the comforter on. Comforter is too hot. The sheet is on, the sheet is off. Sheet is on, sheet is off. So anyway, I've been dealing with this for quite some time. So people who know me know I've been dealing with this. So I was reading an article, and actually first I overheard another content creator talking about she takes maca, she takes ashwagandha, she takes a whole bunch of other things, and it's working for her. And so I was like, okay, well, I'll get some maca, and I'll get ashwagandha. And I started experimenting with it. At first, it took a little bit of the edge off, but then I still was getting the hot flashes and the night sweats. And I gotta tell you, at night when I'm lying down, maybe some of you can attest to this or can relate to this. When I'm lying down and I have the night sweat or I have a hot flash, my body shakes and it feels like I'm so weak in my legs. It's not a good experience at all. And so I started taking those, but they're both adaptogens. And so maca is an adaptogen, ashwagandha is an adaptogen. So I didn't realize that actually when you're taking too much of an adaptogen, you're actually getting overstimulated and it's really not helpful. So I dropped the ashwagandha. Now in the meantime, I read an article by Mary Shulman, and I will link it in the description for you to read that article, where she combined maca and melatonin so she could sleep at night, and there are also some hormonal benefits there, but for her hot flashes, mostly the maca. I had heard it twice that maca was good for hot flashes and night sweats. And then in her article is when I read, she had been working with an anthropologist called Vienna Muller. And Vienna had founded a company called Whole World Botanicals. Now, Vienna had worked with the Peruvians, which is where maca is grown originally, and it's in the Andean mountains, and so it's the original. That's where the Peruvian people have used it for centuries, for food and for medicine. And so Vienna had studied this, and she was the one that introduced it to the American market. Now, late 1990s, the Chinese get a hold of this, and they take some seeds over to China and grow it. But theirs, they have pesticides. Some of the seeds have been modified. And so I just want to let you know, not all maca is created equal. So I was able to, once I read the article, I went onto the site, onto the Whole World Botanical site. I left a message because I wanted to know what dosage am I supposed to be taking. And I went ahead and purchased hers because from the article, it sounded like Vienna's or Whole World Botanicals was the actual Peruvian grown. It's more potent. It's the original. And so I wanted that. So I left a message, and Vienna returned my message. She actually called me, and we had a great conversation. And my question was, what dosage am I supposed to be taking? And she told me that I should vary it. Like, you want to start with a lower dosage and then vary it. So I noticed that when I took half a teaspoon, I was okay. And then I was still getting some hot flashes. It took the edge off and it decreased some of my hot flashes, but I was still getting hot flashes during the day. And then at night, it also decreased the night sweats, but I was still getting some. So I was like, oh, I'll increase that to 3/4 of a teaspoon. Well, it actually didn't work as well as the half a teaspoon. And her recommendation was, once you start a dosage, at least give it 5 days before you change the dosage. So I did that. And then I was like, oh, well, let me take it to a teaspoon. So I took a teaspoon, and that actually was worse. So it all depends. Everybody's body is different, and it all depends on the dosage for your body. Because what maca does as an adaptogen is stimulates and maintains hormonal balance in your hypothalamus, in your adrenal gland, your pineal, your ovaries, your thyroid gland, your pituitary gland. And so it balances it out. It doesn't give you it doesn't have any phytoestrogens. It's an adaptogen. So it only allows your body to be in harmony and your body to function properly. So the result of that is then better sleep, better mood, and reduction of hot flashes. So I was all into finding out the right dosage for my body, because this was finally something that I could use that would work for me. Like I said, I use black cohosh. I even tried CBD. Now the CBD oil, it was a certain dosage that they tell you to take, and I tried it for a whole month. So I gave it a chance for a whole month, and it actually, for me, and I know some people live by it, but for me, it intensified my hot flashes. And I already have horrible, unbearable hot flashes and night sweats that I didn't need that intensity. At nighttime, it was miserable. So after a month of trying CBD, I realized it wasn't for me. But with the maca, I finally found my sweet spot, but I was still having some hot flashes, some night sweats. And when I had spoken to Vienna, she told me to add Camu. Camu is high in vitamin C, and it also gives you a little bit of hormonal balance. And she said that once you combine the maca and the Camu, that most women, their hot flashes were gone altogether. So I started taking half a teaspoon of the maca and half a teaspoon of the Camu. And I'm going to show you the products so that you can go online and purchase it for yourself. Because we're quarantined, I'm sure things are hard for us, all small businesses. So I'm going to put a link directly to Whole World Botanicals website so that you can purchase stuff from there. I will also on the bottom of that just put links to the Amazon. But if you want to patronize them first, please do that because we need to support small businesses, especially in this time. And then, like I said, I'll put some links to Amazon if you have Prime and you prefer to do it that way. And so I started taking those things, and then I realized I would go a whole day and not have a hot flash. And then at nighttime, I might have one night sweat, right? And so I was just exhilarated because after 7.5 years of suffering, to go a whole day and not feel that burn, not see the sweat. And so what I've started doing then is I will wait until I start feeling like a hot flash coming on. And mind you, they're not as bad as they were at all. Like it almost feels like it's coming on and then it fizzles. So you still feel hot, but not as bad as it was at all. So that's what I've started doing now is that I will wait. If I'm not having the hot flash all day, I won't take it. And then I notice in the evening, like I will start to be getting that, start to get hot flashes. And so I will take my half teaspoon of maca and half teaspoon of Camu. And then I will then have a restful night. Now, there are some nights I don't have night sweats, and there are some nights that I do have one or two. So I'm still balancing it out, but it's nowhere near the 15 hot flashes I used to have during the day and the 5 night sweats I used to have at night. And so if you are someone that had less than I was suffering with, I believe if this works for you, that yours would be completely gone. And so, and the fact that it is a natural food, I have tried to read on all the side effects and I can't really find any detrimental side effects. And so I'll continue to take them. And I wanted to share that with you because I know how it feels when you suffer. And when you finally get that relief, you want to share that with the world. And so I'm going to show you the products and then you can decide for yourself whether you want it. The other thing I want to say is specifically with the maca that I'm taking, that the Whole World Botanical makes, it's gelatinized. That means it's been cooked because the Peruvians do not eat maca raw. So when you buy maca on Amazon or whatever, and they're giving it to you raw, Viana says that that is not the way to take maca. Because raw maca is actually a goitogen. So that means that it might even cause hypothyroidism. So please don't take it raw. Make sure that it says it's organic, it's gelatinized, and that's what you want to take. So I'm going to show you the products and then you can decide for yourself. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments and I will try my best to answer from my personal experience, and I'll also put you in touch. I will leave, like I said, I'll leave the link for Whole World Botanicals so that you can go in there and you can ask Viana the question. So this first one is the maca, and it's from Whole World Botanicals, as I said, and it is awesome. It is awesome. And then the Camu, the Royal Camu that I take, and this one is, it says it promotes energy, mood balance, and a healthy immune system. And I love it because it gives me 91% of my daily vitamin C. So this is actually a smaller bottle, and I purchased this, but I'm going to need a larger bottle because it's been amazing. Now, I mentioned earlier that I was taking ashwagandha and maca together because I had heard that. and that didn't work for me. But ashwagandha, whew, is so bitter. So, but the maca is actually, it's got an earthy type of taste to it. Your smoothies, you can put it in a hot drink. Make sure that you stir it very well, especially when you put it in a smoothie. You want to either put it in your mixer, or you want to shake it really, really well in your smoothie, or whisk it, because you don't want the clumps of powder and then it's not an enjoyable experience. And so you can, that's how I take them, smoothie, or I can sometimes even put it in my tea, or even just, if it's at a time where I have none of those, I'll just put it in warm, a warm almond milk, because I drink almond milk. I'll put it in warm almond milk, or even warm water. So those are some of the ways that you can take it. All right, so hopefully this has been helpful for you. Go ahead, in addition to looking at the article, visiting the Whole World Botanical website, I have 5 tips to a healthier, younger you that I want to give to you for free. And so just click on that link to my website, and there'll be a pop-up that'll come up, and you can put the information in there and get your free 5 tips. Start living by that, eliminating those things and incorporating things that enrich your life. Because this is a great time to do it. You're home, you have nowhere to go. This is the perfect time if you want to lose weight. This is the perfect time if you want to tone. And be sure to join me in videos to tone up and everything else. So, question. Had you ever heard of maca root? Leave your answer in the comments, because I love to read it, and share your experiences, whether it worked for you or didn't. And like I said, everybody is different. Don't forget to like this video, share this video with other sufferers, because there might be people like me out there, and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any time I upload. Until next time.